All right. I am tracking. We have just finished up day 2 of we have now completed the timelines. So we are on campaign day 139. And I believe that makes it it's the first of the month. Let me look at what month this is.
Nim.
Nim. Thank you. I wanted to write here for a second. One Nim. We are the knights who say Nim. All right. Who wants to kick us off with a recap? Decent amount of stuff.
We arrived at the monastery.
Yeah, we started here. We got here. People were impressed.
Yeah. They're like, how the fuck did you do that?
The twins wanted to see the Voyager staff.
Yeah, we got here. There's the twins. There's also the prince and Kayla. So they all got here before us, unfortunately. Oh, and Professor Auric, she was here too. And so we had to get our staff inspected, which is embarrassing, but had to be done.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They asked us not to leave the monastery until after the tribunal. So we're kind of like on house arrest.
A little bit.
Went to Fight Club. Can't talk about it.
Yeah, actually, we can't leave that in the. That's not going to be in the recap. Sorry, guys.
Mm-mm.
We don't do that.
But
then we
made some good money.
Some people didn't.
Mm.
But then we kind of split up and all talked to our. We got some information. We scouted around. The group kind of did some diplomatic reconnaissance, I guess you could say.
Then we finally got.
out...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, so we found out kind of like the status of some of the other nations and how they are doing in the space race, and that we're kind of like having little skirmishes with Brayland.
Yeah, Brayland is going aggro right now.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got to put him down.
Put down a nation.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened before.
It's been a while.
They're trying to, Brayland's trying to attack the Dragonborn library as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dragonborn fended that off with a giant ball of something incredibly powerful that we'll hopefully find out about later, or not see. I don't know which one we'd prefer. Then we got missives from the Dragonhawk regarding all the action that took place there, and started reporting that to the prince and asking Professor Auric to give us more details and context on how our saboteur managed to climb the ranks get on the roster of the Dragonhawk to avoid undue attention. Proposed that we collect the background personnel details of all the crew aboard the Dragonhawk. So we'll see how the professor does. But in the meantime, we might want. I think the last thing we mentioned is that we might want to start continue the investigation from the other side, the Dragonhawk's perspective, to follow up on the questioning, interrogation, code ciphering, to figure out What exactly is going on with that attack?
Rick also got a side quest from Kayla. Just to mention that real quick, Rick got a healthcare a healthcare expansion side quest.
Healthcare
To
DLC.
push his big pharma.
Yeah, exactly. A big pharma side quest. Yeah.
Sabina
And
also
that's the
spread
reason
some
why
rumors as well.
Kayla is even here in the first place.
She can have two motives. She can want to do good and expand big pharma at the same time. Those things aren't mutually exclusive, right?
Yeah, those are not. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. Everybody take inspiration. To help us move this along, I think somebody mentioned it last session, and I think I'm gonna take it and run with it. The next 7 days, are going to be available for you all to research more things, do stuff on the Dragon Hawks, so on and so forth, because this is pretty open-ended. But I'm going to kind of speed up the timeline a little bit, so depending on how well you do on the rolls will be a reflection on how long it takes you to accomplish these things. So if you roll rough on a check, that might be, the one or maybe the one of two things you get to do for the rest of this week. So pick your resource, what you're looking into, what you want to do, either at the monastery or alternatively on the Dragonhawk wisely, because depending on how that goes, it may be all you have time to do. Make sense, everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we are on day 3 out of 10. Do y'all want to start back on the Dragonhawk then?
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Mouse. Right. So, yesterday, Jules was captured in the sabotage attempt that happened either planned with or just simultaneously with the attack of the elementals that struck your ship. You recovered from it very well. Surprisingly, it could have gone very bad, but you had the brilliant idea to jettison out the fire, which honestly saved you a lot of damage. So good on y'all for the quick thinking of that.
Woohoo!
So
Yeah.
you lost 0 crew members, which Chris was shocked, but I let it ride. Totally thought y'all were about to lose just about everybody, but you did well, and you thought quickly on your toes. Oh, I'm just fucking with their status screens. So we start day 3 out of 10. You have Jules locked up. Distribution of the few medical supplies that you have left for common use on the ship have been given out. Everyone has been healed back up. So you've got Altaic here. You've got you all know who you have available for you on the ship. So if you want to roll long rest for your characters, you may do so. Yeah, Val, you're on top of it. The rest of you, if you want to roll long rest for whatever sheets you were using, not a whole lot happened, but I know Taic was a little bit messed up, and some of y'all did use some resources.
He almost died. Don't forget about my boy.
Yes, yes, Ethne did totally almost die. That was a close one. So, I think y'all realize at this point, I don't know if y'all are gonna live or die, or I don't know if y'all are gonna. I don't think of the solutions to the problems I throw at y'all. I'm just like, good luck, have fun. So, okay. So, what would you, the remaining crew of the Dragonhawk, like to accomplish as you continue your travels towards the Gith Monastery to await the determination of Altaic's fate?
Yeah, Altec will be trying to read through the journal to see whether or not they can decipher any clues regarding who they're communicating with, or what the intent was, or if there are further plans. I know it's written in a different language, so he'll be casting comprehend language.
Okay.
The spell lasts for an hour, so he'd be
Do you
as
have
needed recasting it.
Yeah, do you have a is that as a ritual?
Yeah, it's a ritual.
Perfect. Okay, then we don't have to worry about resource for that. Okay. Understood. I'll open it up to others who have ideas or if they want to jump in on that venture.
No, I think Valerian is very occupied with reading the book.
Okay.
The book that he has with the that he got from Toad.
Oh, that's right. You do have that book that you're going to read, and it's how many days? It's like 48 hours or whatever, right?
It's like 40 hours and 7 days or something like that, which is a lot. So that's why I think
Yeah,
he's like kind of just.
Yeah, let's see if it's depending on how long it is. You might be out of this. You spend 48 hours a period of. Oh, it's just 48 hours over a period of 6 days. So I'll say.
Yeah, it's actually not that much.
Yeah, it's not terrible. I'll say
You gotta
that.
put in that shift.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean,
That's
you can.
That's just 9 to 5 for 6 days.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah, it's literally 9 to 5.
Yeah, you're juggling that and flying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
An audiobook. He's got his earbuds in while he's
true.
flying.
I'm just having Oak Blossom read it to me the whole time.
I'll say
In my head.
I'll say that if you want to do anything during this period of time, it's just shorter period. If you want to assist in you have a couple hours, I'll say you have 2 hours a day to assist with anything else you want to do a day. But besides you're doing that.
I just want to do way too many things unnecessarily, but I will absolutely help. I'll take whenever I can. I have the tome, or sorry, the the tiara of comprehend language, which is a crown.
The gift that keeps on giving.
A beautiful crown.
A beautiful crown. But Valerian sometimes pretends that he's the prince.
Okay.
That's so sad.
I know.
But
he takes it off.
It's funnier because you are royalty.
To everybody else.
Yeah, it's funnier
exactly.
because he is royalty. He's a pretty princess. Hey, it's 2026. We don't judge. Okay, so I can say that reading the journal, because it's written as just straight up a journal, it's written like a daily log. It's obviously encoded to some capacity. You knew that. But reading the journal will not let you break the code. However, because both of you can comprehend languages, I will grant Altaic a small bonus that you are assisting in whatever capacity
Perfect.
that looks like. What about the others? If you don't have anything, that's okay. I recognize not everyone, y'all two don't have your main characters, but
Ethne is going to make sure that Jules is mega guarded as often.
okay.
Throughout the day. He's acting security chief, so he's doing his due diligence.
Okay.
And I think we'll also helm the search of anywhere Jules, besides her room, anywhere she hung out on the ship.
Okay.
Just doing a sweep, a security sweep.
Okay. Yeah. I understand that. That can totally be done. We'll have that be retracing her steps, checking for any other things she may have left behind or anything she may have interfered with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's actually. Can Lila help out with that? Because Lila is a ranger. They have good searching ability.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it makes sense
For sure.
since y'all are both on the security team. You could both totally do that. So let's get that out of the way first, then. That might be pretty straightforward. So you can do. Well, you tell me what kind of checks you want to do. You can do the same check together, or you can do separate checks. You're trying to retrace Jules's activities that she's had on the boat, signs of sabotage, additional items that she may have hidden. You let me know, and we'll if you think of it, it can probably be used in some capacity.
Does Jules wear a particular scent? Maybe. Does she have like a special perfume or cologne she wears?
Jules does, yes. I mean, yes, she does have a specific perfume. What?
All right. I mean, that's like something we could use at least, like as far as tracking goes. I'm trying to think of more like a ranger thing than.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can say that you can use that as the source of inspiration of checking where her whereabouts were, to some degree, where she might have frequented more commonly, especially in the recent period of time. Like, that'll probably help you identify where she was the most in the last week or so. So yeah, I'll give you that. What kind of check do y'all want to do?
Can Effney get over his quietness and talk to the people and just ask like around where like Jules had like last been? Like, did anyone think she was just like? I think Effney is like going to the people in his special nonverbal way.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like,
All right.
hey, did you see Jules?
Hey, Jules? Question mark.
Yeah.
You up? I gotta talk about Jules. Okay. I will say for Lila, that can either be a survival roll or a perception roll. And then Effney, that sounds like persuasion to me. But I can be convinced otherwise.
I don't take persuasion.
Okay.
Unspoken riz.
Oops.
Unspoken roll.
I think he just like he's so tall and his clothes are still all messed up, so his pecs are hanging out.
So I'll add a little bonus on the back. Okay.
Yeah, a little flavor. Is it public or private?
Both of these can be public.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
I think mine will.
I'll
That's
reveal
private,
it for
my
you.
bad.
I'll reveal it for you. No worries. Okay.
Nice.
Y'all both rolled relatively well. So, Effney is getting great reception walking around. I think he didn't realize that his pecs were still out, but no one's gonna tell him. And you speak with the usual suspects that would have, you would suspect to have been spending time with Jules, like Rowan. You talk to the chefs, who also point you to the direction of Belladonna and Elena, some of the entertainment folks, right? Because you have like a lounge area, because Undera is a nation of culture, and they are not a bare-bones ship. And then Lila, you're able to trace some of the most common areas where the perfume scent was the strongest. So the two of you are able to come up with, over the past week or so, we'll do week first and then we'll do long term. For the past week, Jules has been spotted a decent amount in the ship hull, right? Which you can probably put together why she was visiting the stockpiles so much. She also spent time in the enchantment area with Roland, as are her duties. She attended mealtimes like normal, and then she often spent time writing in her journal in the entertainment section, right? So she would sit, listen to music, have a small, what do they call it? A finger of Everclear, as she worked on her notes. Additionally, long term, she was friendly with the logistics folks. The majority of the folks who spent time around moving the supplies, offloading the supplies, which is where she was questioning folks about what was happening with the two Warforged. So it seems like her source of intelligence of what was going on in the boat was just her having, casual conversations with the logistics staff and the more worker bees of the ship. Additionally, in speaking with Rowan, and sussing out some timelines of shift changes, you learned that Jules was in the captain's quarters assisting Rowan setting up the anti-scrying spells and enchantments. However, it seems like there was a period of time where Rowan had asked Jules to finish up some of the work while he was on break, or they would alternate some shifts. And that leads the two of you to discover you discover through your efforts the vulnerabilities that Jules did as a last-minute tampering. Your anti-scrying efforts in the captain's chamber were also sabotaged. Certain people standing in certain areas would have been able to be heard or observed via scrying. So because you did a thorough investigation, you are able to have Rowan re-examine and redo the work, which he'll be doing over the next few days inside the captain's chamber to make sure that it is, in fact, a truly secure anti-scrying location on your ship.
Nice.
So,
That's really good.
Okay. The two of you, Valerian and Altaic, are learning a lot of Gnomish, because that's what the journal's written in. It is written like a very immature girl, and I say girl here, as she's almost gossiping and talking about, like, relationship drama of people dating on the boat.
Ooh.
And it is, like, factually there. Like, it's not like she's just writing lies. There is some, relations on the boat. However, you get the sense that certain names or certain subjects are brought up in a sense that you know that there's some sort of code here. So, how would you like to try to tackle this issue? You can just brute force it with, trying to put together patterns. We could do 1 or 2 rolls here, but if you have any particular ideas, they might grant you a bonus. You're creative.
So the languages I know regularly are like Primordial and Sylvan, so I don't really think that I could use some intricate knowledge, but maybe if there is anything in Gnomish that is, I don't know, almost like slang a little bit. Since it's a kid writing it, I would assume that they would abbreviate a lot of things or use words that they picked up on the boat as well.
Very useful terminology. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I would say, damn it. I would say you could try to suss out that information via some of your Gnomish folks on the boat. So if you want, that could be more conversation based with some of your Gnomish shipmates to learn some of that information. So I would let that be more of a charisma based role if you'd like to do that.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. And then how about you, Altaic?
Yeah. What about, where she keeps the rest of her things? Is there, Altaic has been, going between his now half-empty room, Toad's quarters to take care of, Tree Shrub Gus and Belle. Is there's something here to living or experiencing someone else's space? What about being among Jules's things or space?
Are you
she
Doing
ends
a
up
day in the
ordering.
life kind of thing. You like retracing
Yeah,
her
and
steps.
it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, and like reading it and be like, oh, like this doesn't fit, like, or like looking for things that like don't fit. It's like, oh wait,
Mm.
that's not something you can do on this ship. Like you can't,
Okay.
from the full deck, it is like, oh, this, it seems like there's a step missing here.
Yeah.
That's something that seems to be assumed.
Okay. All right. Understood. So I think yeah. So Val, I'm assuming persuasion. Altaic, I'd call this investigation, just reframing it in a different light and viewpoint.
Yeah, perfect.
Both of you may roll.
All right.
Is it public? Okay.
Yeah, public is fine. And I do want to say for Lila and Efni, I'm going to say that is a solid success. That takes you 3 days. So you still have like 4 more days of doing things. Should you wish to do so. Okay. I'll take in Val. Oh, I just banged the hell out of my knee. Give me a second.
Ooh, that's horrible.
Just hit the like the funny bone of my kneecap. Kate
Sounds
is
like Cade's curse.
right.
His voodoo doll is finally active.
Oh.
Yes.
Cade could roleplay some evil clowns greatly. Speaking of silly things, did y'all catch? Y'all probably don't pay attention as much, but I got away with my my borderline YouTube video upload name for the most recent video. I was worried it was gonna get blocked or restricted, and I got away with it. The title was putting the D in the dragon mark, or putting the D in the dragon hawk. So I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I got away with it. YouTube let me do it. I just wanted to say I got away with it. Haha.
Nice.
Okay. My knee feels a little bit better. All right. I'll take a Val. This also takes you about I'm gonna say, because this is a bigger project, that it takes you 4 days. I'll take, you are spending some time frequenting and like walking the daily path that Jules did, and thinking about the gossip or hearing about different things. And you're realizing that some of the relationships that were mentioned in the book don't make sense, and it was relationships where she had flipped names, or she had meant to be. It's clear that she's writing about a certain person but using a different name. And to the same degree, Val, you are getting more subtext on gnomish, youthful phrasing and speak. And it's clear that Jules is attempting in her gnomish writing to write like a young girl, and her using of the slang is terribly wrong. Because she's not, a 16-year-old gnomish girl. She's a woman in her like mid to late 20s. And she does not actually have that much context to draw upon in terms of those kind of conversations. So her use of those phrasings is a red flag to. So the names and the swapping is a red flag to Altaic, and the slang for Val is red flags, and they start to serve as a pattern. And what you are able to determine is a cipher code that produces a set of passphrases that consistently rotate. However, it is a set of code words that rotates once every 28 days. Which leads you to believe that these code words are accurate for a month. Now, you don't know how long into this code phrasing how many days into this list you are down. However, right, you've got this list of code words that you assume can probably be used in some capacity with the speaking stone. It's almost like what's the words I'm looking for? The World War II cipher code key type thing. Enigma. It's like Enigma kind of thing. So you've cracked a month of the Enigma code. You don't know what day in the order you're on, but you know it's for a month. It's for 28 days. And
There's no way to like.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say,
like, is there no way to go? Sorry, there's no way to like backtrack to figure out basically on the timeline of when she used the code and the switchover to the new day or the new like section.
She does not. It's not like she marks off each day she uses a code. Like you have each of the words in the order that it seems to be. You have the order right. You just don't know where in the order you were. Like the first day is cloud, the second day is dreams, the third day is donkey. Like it's certain words, but that's all you've got. You don't have like, I am on day 27 of 28 or something like that. And like I said, that takes you about 4 days.
Yep.
So we'll say we are on the. I'll just make it easy. We'll say both of these things took 4 days because I'm tired of doing these split timelines and it's driving me nuts. I can't do a third way of splitting timelines. So the 4 days. During those 4 days, if y'all want, we can adjudicate what goes down at the Gith Monastery. If y'all want to do anything during that period of time.
Did anyone have any ideas for what they want to do at the Gith Monastery now?
I mean, I didn't get a sense that there was like a conspiracy to paint the crew of the Dragonhawk or like Altic in a particularly terrible light. It seemed like the twins were keeping things to themselves. Like part of this, like going back and forth, is like maybe the context that the Dragonhawk gets would be useful as like developments for the people at the Gith Monastery, so they could follow up. Like maybe we don't have the code for this like the key for this like Enigma code. Maybe someone with the resources that the prince has, or maybe the twins might want to crack at it.
They got like spy masters at the Gith Monastery or something.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the twins associated with, by the way?
House to
I can't
Kenneth.
remember. They're just a Kenneth,
Yeah.
right?
They're
not
House.
associated with any particular nation, though, right?
They are associated with Ondare. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they are, because House to Kenneth is split 3 ways, and one of those branches is in Ondare. So this is the House to Kenneth representation for Ondare in cyberspace.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, if they're, our allies, then surely they'll help us out without any expectation of, like, recompense, right?
Sure, you can answer that question.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, we already did them a favor by by letting them examine the Voyager stuff, so an intellectual curiosity. Maybe they like more of these games.
Yeah, for sure. I wish we had a House to Kenneth representative, but Unfortunate.
We can ask. The ring of mind shielding allows us to ask through Altaic.
You
Well,
can
that's a good
attempt
point.
to ask. Yeah, you can attempt to contact the soul of your dead compatriot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro, you got any friends we could talk to in this? Do we get like get a good word in for the twins?
Oh God.
You want a good word
Yeah,
in for the twin?
yeah.
Okay.
Hey, I'll take so you should help us.
Well, all right. Yeah. Yeah. I'll take. We'll try to tap into the ring of mind shielding to see if there's anyone or anything that can be done to gain the twins' favor, or yeah, that seems to be the big question.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna do a roll because I think it should be some sort of level of chance. I'm gonna do a roll to see how long the soul of Alric can maintain a conversation.
Gotcha.
Or it can be a longer period of time, right? And Altaic would understand this because you've previously done speaking with him. It's basically one of those things where there's a chance that in order to have this conversation with your past host, that it's going to take longer than what the span of what a conversation in what the real world is, right? So you can each sentence that you ask, or each question that you ask, you may get an immediate answer, or you may it may be delays by hours or even days, because time has a different meaning for the souls of the departed.
Okay.
So understanding that information, you're trying to. What is the question that you're trying to ask him? And I'll roll behind the screen.
Prince, the character chat. That's for notes. It's Rorian and Redney, or Redney.
Renene. Yep.
Okay. What do you know? How can we gain Rorian and Redney's favor?
Okay.
Straightforward.
You ask that question of your previous host, and you don't receive an immediate response. You are staying active, waiting for a feeling to come from this ring, and it doesn't come immediately. You get a response as you feel the presence of Alric kind of it's almost like approaching the ring to speak on the matter. And 4 hours after you ask that question, you get an answer that says they will want to eliminate me from the picture. They might ask that if you tell them to turn me over.
Hmm.
Well, what do you make of that?
Well, let's see. Well, if that's the question being asked, he'll forward that back to the Gith Monastery as the kind of like daily sending is scheduled.
Yeah, I'll say that this can be done during that 4-day period while you're like studying and reading. Like, that's a short-term thing that doesn't require any crazy commitment.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll say that you can get that 2 days into into the 4 days spent on the Dragon Hawk.
Okay.
So the party at the Gith Monastery has that information. I also let the Gith Monastery be toggleable by y'all if y'all want to swap back and forth, so I don't have to do it for you.
Cool. Also, there should be mention of this code of personnel who seem to be misreferenced. So maybe as the personnel documents come in, they could be looked into. And the captain's own research into the kind of misuse of slang might indicate that maybe like age is in question. Maybe they should check in. Maybe there are records even previous, or maybe a persona that is older than Jules.
Okay. Yeah. So, at the Gith Monastery, we'll say we're at day 2 of 4 that you've used on the ship. So you've received that answer back from Alaric, and you've received some clues as to the breaking of the code, but at that point in time, you wouldn't have broken the code yet. What would the 4 of you like to do during this period of time?
Has the professor returned with the background?
Yes.
Documents?
Yes. Professor Auric has returned a query of all the ship members' backgrounds. So she does have that available. And she tells your group that she was asked to make another copy of them to provide to Prince Adam. So he also has a copy of all these, basically your files for every single person on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could have had those anyway if he really wanted them. So, no big deal.
Yeah.
And can Toad go through the files? I think Toad wants to go through Jules's file, but I think Toad also just wants to go through everyone's file over the next few days.
I can help with that. If it's a lot, I think Rick.
It is a lot. Yeah, it is a good amount. Okay.
Yeah, I think Toad is looking for like any other, like, are there patterns in people's answers or test scores, or like looking for any other clue of like another mole, if there's anything in Jules's background that is questionable, anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to match things with whatever Jules' background says, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The 2 of y'all can start doing that. It is going to take you some time, so I'll say that this burns your period of time of those. Depending on how this goes, this may take the whole time. Okay. I'd like both of you to make rolls. I could consider this either perception, investigation, or even history. I would accept, and I would actually allow religion for some of the more religious-based. Anything that you think would be helpful to find some clues.
Could I pitch insight? I think Toad is trying to like understand the people on the ship.
Yes.
I think it's trying to like glean personality information out of what's in the background checks.
Absolutely, yeah. They would have like personality like tests and profiles and things of that nature. So yes, I would allow an insight for you. Rick.
Okay.
Your thoughts?
I'm gonna do a more traditional. I'm gonna try to compare, like, I'm trying to find like any inconsistencies in Jules' background. Like, was this something we really couldn't catch, or was this catchable? And if it is catchable, then we can try and find any other inconsistencies in crew backgrounds.
Okay.
It's gonna be more of a traditional investigation.
Yeah,
I'll do investigation.
Okay, I'll allow that. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, for Gus going through these, you'd want to look for consistencies. Who else shares a lot of details with Jules? did they end up coming through the ranks with someone close, with similar backgrounds?
Okay. All right. I would call that. It could be, I would say, either history or investigation for Gus.
Cool. Go with history.
Okay. All y'all can roll.
Public or private?
Public is fine.
I think I
Boom,
rolled mine
shakalaka.
private.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Ooh, I'll re-roll mine if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Man, a +9, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Let me spend my not make it not blind.
Mhm.
Well, fuck. Okay. Well, you know what?
Do you have another one?
I do. I will. I have 3. I'm being selfish with these. I'm gonna spend another one
There we go.
just because of +9. That's so sad. Okay, here we go.
Mhm.
Burn those inspirations. You'll never need them later.
Yeah.
There
Boom.
we go.
A much
There we
better.
go.
Okay.
Heck yeah. Okay. So we've got 16, 20, a natural 20, and a 23. Okay. Let's start low to high. So Gus, you are looking for similar backgrounds to Jules, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
On paper, you're looking at the background history to really see if oh no, you weren't looking individually at Jules, you were looking at everyone, right? And then Rick was doing
Yeah, looking for... Exactly.
Okay. So you're looking at potentially background history of folks that doesn't line up or doesn't make sense. Jules is off,
Oh, yeah,
but on paper, go ahead.
Oh yeah, Gus was looking for people who had similar backgrounds.
Yeah, had similar backgrounds. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, similar backgrounds to what Jules has on paper, right? Because what's on paper isn't probably where Jules is from, or what is the real ground truth, but maybe there's some potential patterns in background, right? You find that a few of the we'll call them the laborers also have a background that she stated. The way that she defined her background is that she grew up in like a small town just outside of Fairhaven, which is the capital of Ondare. So there's a few different small towns. So there's quite a few that have roots in small towns and have worked their way up into Fairhaven and Wynarn University proper. But upon further investigation of those who came from outside of Fairhaven proper, weren't born and raised there, you're not spotting anything particularly dangerous or any sort of clue of any of the personnel who came from small towns. It seems like it seems pretty clear to you. Let's go to Toad for the insight. So, insight gives you a unique perspective on some people's personalities here. You get the sense that there's about 4 of the crew members that were a little bit deceptive on their personality tests when it comes to past criminal activity. So you are getting the sense that you have some folks who might have a bit of a shadier past, or folks who have shadier pasts. However, when lining that up with Gus's background, you don't get the sense that they are big-time criminals, if you will. And finally, for Rick, with your natural 20, there are 2 more individuals who didn't indicate that they have any sort of criminal history. However, they have some, we'll call them risk indicators. There are 2 other people, one of them being Bentia, Fentia, and actually Gareth. Gareth both have what appears to be, what you can deduce to be large amounts of family debt, which may not be indicative of anything, but it could be something easily exploitable by some sort of insider agency. Like if Braylon was to offer them some money, they could be turned potentially. And the four others who had previous criminal histories, I'll give you their names. It's Finnegan. It is Garrett, Garret. Where's the other ones? It is Dover, Dover, and Stigney.
Signy.
Yeah. Stigney appears to have some sort of, on your insight check, Stigney appears to have some sort of read that she might have had some criminal history.
What? I knew she was rotten.
Ooh.
No, Rick, we don't know that for sure. Signy could have just. I mean, we invited what's her face onto our ship, and she's definitely a thief, like
That's actually a good point.
convicted. So prisoners can be rehabilitated.
Interesting.
Fentia. F instead of B.
F-E. Yeah.
Yeah, F-E. Okay.
All right.
You all
We got
rolled
some
relatively
suspects.
well. And I'm going to say that took up to the fourth day as well. So you now on both the Dragonhawk and on the monastery have 3 days remaining. If there's anything else you'd like to do, speak now. Either option. You do at this point now have those 28 code words. You haven't used the spending spell on the 5th day. So you could
Has there
send...
been any response from the sending zone that we confiscated from Jules?
No, there has not been. It is not. You have not received any messages.
Toad will definitely, or some, I'm sure, assuming one of us will relay back to the Dragonhawk our suspicions about the 6 people that we
The
found
suspect
information
list.
about. Yeah.
The sussy list.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Effney would like to question those people.
Oh yeah.
Are you
And I
doing,
think Effney would like to question those people with a zone of truth.
Ooh.
Okay.
Let me ask this: are you gonna do it privately, or are we gonna gather them all in a room and get everyone together and make a little bit of a boiler room situation?
How wise is Effney? Effney's the chief of security, so he's not wise at all. But he's got to do. I think he would be like, what would Gus do? I think Effney will approach the captain and ask for advice on should we. He's like, I think he will say, I think we should do it one by one, but I don't know if we want to give them time to keep their story straight or.
Yeah, I don't think I think we do it as we are giving out maybe advanced. I think we just do it stealthily. We could either disguise it as something as we're doing an advanced bonus, so we give them a paycheck, but then also we question them at the same time, depending on their thing. Or we could just say, we have questions and we want to just talk. I mean, it's our crew and we have to trust them at some point, but at the same time, they have to trust us. So, but I do think we do it one by one. I don't think we do it at.
Okay.
When we get these list of names, is there do any of these names also come up in Jules's journal as like the ones who like are kind of like strangely associated?
Yes, two of them do. Bentia and Gareth are mentioned more often than the others. The rest, I don't think you could say is a reasonable pattern for the other four. But Bentia and Gareth do show up more often than others.
Okay. I'll take, just advise. Maybe, we focus our efforts with Fenty and Gareth.
Okay. I do think we questioned everyone, but yeah, we could start there.
Effney, how long does Zone of Truth last? Is
It
it's either
lasts
10 or an hour?
for
I can't remember.
10 minutes.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, I mean, I think that's reasonable enough time to question at least one person or a gaggle. So you're doing it one at a time?
Yeah.
What?
And I think Effney is like sees the wisdom in Altaig's recommendation that we question potentially starting with Fentia and Gareth.
Yeah, if time is a resource that we got to deal with, then maybe that'll give us some more leeway.
So
What if we also throw in some control, like get some other random people who aren't suspects in here to make it less make it seem more like we're being fair, or is that too much?
Yeah, so I was gonna mention, and I'll tell you now. You're questioning a lot of your crew, and it's gonna make them feel like they can't be trusted by the officers. Don't trust them. There will be a hit to the ship's loyalty during this process. What actions you do to mitigate that may affect what die is rolled for the negative loyalty roll.
Why don't we have Effney question some of the officers to make it so it's not just like we're questioning the crew,
Yeah, and I don't know if Effney is approaching it untactfully. I don't know if he's like, what do you know about such and such and such and such, in like an accusatory way. I think it's more of a conversational, yeah. Like he's like, the zone of truth is like a formality, like everyone's, I can't believe, we're having to do this.
HR said we had to do it.
Yeah, HR said we had to cast the zone of truth. It's because it's above my pay grade.
I normally wouldn't, but
I love how y'all.
I trust you.
I love how y'all accidentally stumbled into the opening rapport building of every single Air Force federal investigation ever. I don't really feel, we don't need to read these rights, but I probably should, so we could just get right past this. So,
yeah.
I love how you just accidentally stumbled on, federal agency policy. Okay. All right. So who are you pulling in? You can cast Zone of Truth twice a day, right? So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't believe anybody else on the ship can cast it. I think does Signy have the capacity? Let me double check. I don't think so. Though. I don't think anybody else.
What level spell is it?
Second.
The second level.
I'm looking. I don't think she
really
does.
like clerics, divine casters can carry it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Signy's not a cleric; she's a druid. So I don't think you have any other divine casters on the ship. So yeah, that's what you got. So you got 2 a day, and you got 3 days left. So you can hit up to 6 targets. Especially if you're trying to do it, more casually in conversation style.
I think we have to question them in bunches in order just to I think it makes more sense to question them one by one, but maybe we do like a group of 4 at a time. And to Lila's point, maybe some people we don't suspect at all, so that it doesn't feel like if there are other people involved, like we don't want them to know we're on to them yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now we're just doing a kind of like a debriefing, trying to get everyone's assessment of what took place. And I'll take could also help to like focus his attention of like detect thoughts on the two we're focusing on.
Yeah, so
Two batches.
Yeah, the three levers you're looking at here is you can do it fast and rough, or you can do it slow and nice, right? Those are the kind of two ways you're looking at it, or somewhere kind of blending the middle ground. And what this primarily does is affect the morale of the ship.
Yeah. Maybe we put the two focused individuals in two separate zone of troop groups.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's
Agreed.
actually exactly the plan. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
We group everybody else up just so we can touch everybody and but still get intense
Gotcha.
Like one-on-one focus with the other two.
Okay. So you're gonna hit you're now round robining, or you're now just cycling the entire crew through the zone of truths, trying to make the most out of these 10 minutes then?
I think that it's more of like, and correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's like, I know we have a crew of like a bunch of people, but I think it's more like we want to question these two people specifically, but we want it to also make it look like we're questioning more than just these two people.
Okay.
So I think it'll be like random people that were like, we don't suspect those people.
Okay.
But along with Fintia and Gareth in two separate groups.
Okay. Two separate groups. Okay. So
yeah.
You want to just try to do this. So I'm the way I'm picturing this now is it's just a 1 day, two castings of two groups, both groups containing one of Fentia, one of Gareth.
Yeah, I think that Effie will just be like, this is just a formality. We're starting the process of just questioning everybody on the ship right now. This will continue when we get to the monastery potentially, or maybe taken over by the people in charge there.
Gotcha.
So that no one's like, why did you only question 10 people?
Yeah. Okay. Understood. So that's going to be, I'll call that a deception check from Effney. And then Altaic indicated he was going to assist in some way with like detect thoughts.
Yeah. Okay. Like as the topics of like as to not like push the push them to like know that they're being detected. I think he wants to like focus on the surface thoughts of those like as the most pertinent questions up, and like maybe use some of the like essentially the code, like the either like the code or like the slang offered in Jules's journal to see if they like evoke a knowing reaction.
Okay. Understood. So let's start with you pull a gaggle of 4 to include Fentia in the first group. So and then the 4 with previous criminal association. Are you pulling either of them in this first day or at all?
Maybe. Actually, yeah. I think yeah.
Yeah, we split them up, maybe. Okay. So we'll have Fentia, Fentia, and then Finnegan and Garrett.
Okay. And then one other, and then you do the same thing, Gareth, Dover, and Signy in another group?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm getting the sight picture now. You see you have 10 minutes to question 4 people. Let's let's just play this out. So we'll say the first group so you go ahead and where are you doing this? Are you doing this on the top deck of the ship with the most space, or a more private area? Is this a public or private thing?
Actually, a very good question.
We're doing
Because if we do it
in the captain's quarters.
Yes.
Okay.
That way, like we know no one's gonna spy on us while
Especially
we're doing
because
it.
Yeah.
Roland got everything set up. So.
Okay. Yeah, there's enough room to fit 6 people in there. Yeah, it's a little tight, but you can fit 6 plus Val, who's still piloting during this moment. So Val, you're present as well. So that leaves Cade. Are you doing anything during these moments? As either Lyra or Tobrov?
I mean, Tobrov can stand guard, I guess, if he's not being used as if he's not like one of the dummies being used to.
That's fair. Okay.
Make people think they're not being picked on. Otherwise, I can't really think of anything I want to do.
That's fine. That makes sense. Yeah, we'll say that you can either stand guard or jump into one of these groups. Okay. You can be in the scene if shit goes down. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So you pull Fentia, Finnegan, Garrett, and we'll say Belladonna into the first group, and Ethne activates the Zone of Truth. So let's go ahead and get that deception check from Ethne as he's trying to play this off as something casual.
Public or private?
Let's have these ones be private rolls, please.
Okay.
Ooh.
Boom. Ethne's a great liar.
Okay.
If it helps at all, I will also give the perk inspiring or hesitant leader.
Okay, so it bumps it up by 1. Yep. I'll allow it.
Bumps it up by
2 a 10, probably.
yeah, exactly.
What is it? Has it gone up
It's
now? You can
just
use the
one.
reaction to add your. Okay, it's based on your charisma modifier. I couldn't remember if it was based on something else. Okay. Is that a once a day feature?
It is a proficiency, up to proficiency, right?
Can you,
Equal
you
times your charisma modifier. So yeah, only once. Yeah.
Okay. I might buff that. You've been captain long enough. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that right now. Let's swap. You have been captain now for, several months, and you feel hesitant in your position, but you have begun to, pull some sway over your people. So I'm going to say instead of your charisma modifier, the bonus is now your proficiency modifier. But you can still only do this once a day because that's tied to your charisma. So now instead of a +1, what's your proficiency bonus?
I believe level 10 it's +4, right?
+4. So now so I'll allow it to be your proficiency bonus. So you can still only do it once a day,
Nice.
but now it's a +4 bonus.
Nice. Okay. Well, that's actually huge then.
I
I think it's I think in this I think it actually is good that it manifests in this moment, because I think with Valerian just still almost reading the book that he has even while this is happening, because it's kind of got to he will, I think his presence being in that room as a leader, even not very talkative, it just automatically kind of commands presence just based on the accomplishments that this entire crew has had with him at the helm. So I think in that moment he kind of feels that himself a little bit too, and he nods approvingly at Ethne in the way of you doing a good job, and yeah.
Okay. All right. So I've added that bonus on the back end to Ethne's deception check for this group. Now, they are now under the Zone of Truth. No one's immediately running away. And they seem to understand that they're just the first batch in this situation of weirdness. I'll take understanding that you've got detect thoughts rolling on Fentia. What questions does Ethne ask?
I think Ethne is asking questions about I think he starts with like, how are you feeling about how everything has been going? You know, like I know it's like a big deal for us to have like a mole on the ship. Like how are you feeling? I think he's getting like a general pulse that way first, easing them into the questions.
Okay.
And then I think we'll start asking more targeted questions about like Jules and Brayden in particular.
Okay. You asked a pretty open-ended question, so I'm going to say that burns about... You asked it to 4 people. I'm going to say it burns 4 minutes. So the responses that
Okay.
you get are pretty down, right? They're frustrated at there being a mole on the ship, and specifically the amount of time, right? You get the sense that there's some grumblings about, how long this mole has been here and how big that's going to impact this whole operation. There's a lot of anxiety here. That's the general vibe that you get. Altaic, in reading Fentia's mind, she seems to be of the same mindset as the others. Just general sense of anxiety, worry about, what's going to happen. This whole tribunal thing. The rumors have spread to the ship about what's going down. And this attack has not made her any less anxious.
Gotcha.
Next question.
What does Fintia do on the ship?
Yeah.
What's her role?
Yeah, so Fentia works as a... She basically is the supply officer for the entertainment section. So she keeps track of your Everclear. She keeps track of all the musical instruments and repair pieces that are needed for those. She also handles the logistics for any other types of alcohol or like amenities on the ship. So almost like if you're thinking about a bar, like she's the manager for like the bartending section and like the entertainers. That's Fentia's role on the ship.
Okay. I think Ebony is gonna ask a question that's kind of like generally to everybody, like were any of you close to Jules? Did you spend time with her? And then we'll focus on Fintia and say, as the supply officer, like, does she ever ask you questions about your role or,
Okay.
ask you to acquire anything specific?
Okay. So because you're directly addressing Fentia, give me just a general charisma check, because now you're focusing on one person. Let's see how well you try to play this off. Just a general charisma.
Okay.
All right. So, Fentia says that Jules frequented the entertainment lounge, after her shift almost every single day. She was writing in her lounge. She would check upon her just like all the other folks that came in and spent, a decent amount of time. She was definitely one of the regulars. And they would talk about home. They discussed their families. They discussed, like whatever hot gossip was going around on the ship. They talk about missions. But she kept it brief because she had other guests that she also needed to see to and make sure that everyone was comfortable every night. So she says that she may have spent a little bit more time with her than others. She pauses before she says that because, she recognizes she's in a zone of truth. She says she spent a little bit more time with her than others because she was relatively personable. But she didn't give away anything that she doesn't think that she has anything that Jules could have gotten out of their conversations.
Okay. And did anyone else acknowledge, say yes, or they were close to Jules?
The others, Finnegan and Garrett, indicated that Jules would talk to them just as a passing, just a passerby. So you're not getting the sense that Jules had continued conversations with Finnegan, Garrett, or the other person. I can't remember who I said. We'll say Pip is in there. No significant amounts of conversation. Altaic reading the mind. Ventia's trying to piece together like what Jules could have been trying to get out of her. She's not seeming to jump to any direct conclusions. So you got about 3 minutes left on this clock. So about time for one big question or smaller questions.
Are there any questions that Altaic wants to ask while the
Yeah.
streak is running?
Yeah, I think this one's like kind of like under the same like guise of like being like disarming, but I still want to run with this theory of like the misused code, like the misused slang is like some sort of like code phrase.
Okay.
And see if that
you want to work that into your question.
If that like registers.
Okay.
Yeah. Essentially, like I think what Altaic will be trying to do is like trying to like break up, what we're trying to present as like a straightforward, like debriefing.
Okay.
Or like questioning.
Okay.
Let's
yeah. Either I feel like let's do deception as you're trying to work the gnomish catchphrases into your language.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Okay. All right. And is this public or private?
Private, please.
I have 2 inspiration and no proficiency. This will be fun. Hey, you know what? Charisma.
You do great.
Thank you.
I believe.
All right, here you go. GM blind roll.
Okay. All right. Bless you.
I heard that. Like some brother, I was like, oh man, the tension's really ramped up right now.
Sickness on the ship. Sickness on the ship.
I tried so hard to mute before I leave my fault, guys.
All good.
No, it's all good.
Okay. So you ask a series of, kind of seemingly benign questions, trying to be more casual, more disarming, working in the code phrases. I'm going to say that this burns the last of the minutes because you're asking the whole group. Reading Fentia and the others, but mostly focus on Fentia. You are not picking up any sort of thoughts that would make you think that these are some sort of keywords that she recognizes in the context of what you know them to be.
Okay. Gotcha. All right.
And that is your 10 minutes.
That clears. No signal there. Didn't seem anything was out of the ordinary.
Okay.
That's good.
Batch 2. Okay, so that is Gareth, Dover. Is it Dover? Yeah, Dover, Signy, and then we can pull in. Let's pull in Eric, who's also on the security team.
It's probably Eric. That's the bad guy for sure.
Eric,
Absolutely not for me.
main villain. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Same barrage of questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, except what does Gareth do on the ship?
Gareth assists with he handles loading up supplies on and off, primarily foodstuffs for Vukar and Eldon. So he's like almost like a busboy and a he also like pulls in the barrels of different things. So he's a dock worker and busboy.
I think same set of questions, except for instead of like was anyone close to Jules, and then specifically at Gareth, like somebody mentioned recently that she was spending time down in the hole. Did you see her while she was down there? Did she talk to you?
Okay. Let's do first. Let's do your deception check at the start to kind of play everything off.
Okay.
Okay. And as you focus in on Gareth, he indicates that yes, she was down there. Now he knows what she was doing, but at the time it just seemed like small talk. While he was conducting his inventories, she would come down and speak with him, and he like pauses. He's like, "Well, now I know it was a crock of shit, but and it kind of makes more sense now because I don't have shit worth shit. But she was definitely very flirty with me, and
Ooh.
wanting to spend time." Her shift changes lined up that every time she was going to sleep, I was, on the last 20 minutes of checking my inventory down in the ship's hull, and she would come down there and chat with me, and we would chat about our past and stuff. And yeah, I mean, now I know it's a whole crock of shit, so that's cool. You get the sense that
Anthony will
like
put a big hand on his shoulder.
yeah, you definitely get the sense that Gareth held some feelings for Jules, that he thought it was
Aw.
genuine, and he definitely feels some sad boy type of way.
Gotcha. So, that'll be a sad thing to report afterwards. Maybe we'll have to share them up.
This is what radicalizes him against Braylon.
And then do you do the same barrage of like code word questions?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let's do another deception check then, please.
All right.
Okay.
Done.
You don't get any sort of positive responses to the code words or any of the slang from Gareth or anybody else. Doesn't seem like any
Good.
significant recognition.
All right. So as far as we know, it seems like Jules may have inadvertently pulled the wool over, or may have pulled the wool over Gareth's eyes, but it seems like anyone who may have aided or abetted did so inadvertently, or were just caught off guard. Yeah.
I think the only thing that I would like to do additionally is maybe speak to Gareth more in depth about what Jules may have revealed to him. They said they talked about their pasts. Maybe she, the best spies are rooted in truth. So maybe she gave something away about herself that might help us figure out who she was, or I guess is.
Okay. So I'll say that planned conversation will be tomorrow, because that'll take some time. But I'll say this burned a day on the Dragonhawk, so you have 2 days left on the Dragonhawk to do stuff. You have 3 days left to do stuff at the monastery. Y'all want to jump back and forth? How do you want to do it? Whatever you want to do.
I think the only thing I want to do at the monastery is total just spend time with the professor, like going over notes and documenting things, and we'll split their time between time with the professor and time like in the kitchens.
Okay.
And yeah, just like be amongst people, listening out for any rumors or anything.
Gotcha. Rick, Kayla is gonna ambush you again.
No.
About the contract.
No.
Understand, she comes at you like, I understand that, you haven't had direct conversations with the leader, but have you made any sort of arrangements or anything like that? Or any sort of plan after this tribunal? Are we sending a secondary team to handle this? Because this is a big project.
Does Kayla know about what happened on the Dragonhawk?
In what regard? That's a broad question.
Like, does she know that we had like a spy and that on all that?
No.
Does she know about
you
the
don't.
most recent? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
think
she hasn't
so.
been. No one's informed her. No one's. Yeah. There's no reason for her to know about that, I guess, is my question.
Correct.
Yeah. Rick is very tempted to reveal that so he can get her off his back. And be like, Kayla, sorry, it's just that, we had this whole thing happen. But I don't know if I want to actually do that. I think Rick's just gonna say, Kayla, something came up, and we've been more busy than we expected when we got here. I just gotta wait for the Dragonhawk to get here before I can go any further with this. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Give me let's do a persuasion roll.
Yeah.
Blind, please.
Book of private.
Yeah.
Blind, you said?
Blind, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did it go?
Yeah, it did. I got it.
Okay.
She doesn't look pleased, but she accepts your answer. And she says she'll see you at the tribunal. Best of luck with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Oh boy.
Okay. Anything else y'all want to do at the monastery?
I think for Savina, I don't think that Savina would be going through the the Alpha Serpa Isles and all that stuff just because as an envoy, but
Yes.
basically I think the entire time, maybe while Savina knows that Toad and the rest of the crew are doing some some different things, top secret things, she's just gonna go full in on the rumors.
Okay.
She's fully starting rumors about how good the Dragonhawk is and how bad the twins are and stuff.
Okay. Some crowd control type stuff. Some rumor management, some PR campaign stuff. Yep. I'll allow another roll of that. Give me a persuasion and a deception, please.
Blind?
These could be public.
Oh my, that's a natural one.
Woof. Okay.
That's not much better.
Yeah.
I have.
God damn.
I have 2 inspiration. I'll just use 1 because I think that's better.
That's fine.
And I'll re-roll the natural 1.
Okay. You've already made some groundwork. This is just building up more PR positivity of the common folk and the general folks on the ship or on the monastery. So okay, all right. Yeah, you already dropped the big bombshells last time. Now you're just kind of stirring it up a little bit more. And you get
Have
some.
you seen the video? It's so crazy.
Yeah. And there's unfortunately new drama in the news cycle, in the PR news cycles, about some affair that someone had with someone else that's already starting to dominate the news cycle. So you're losing a little bit of that hot, fresh, new PR ground. But you're able to convince a few more people to view the video and kind of buy into what you're selling them, if you will. Okay. All right. So let's do a break now, and I'm gonna do a final call. I think we've done a decent amount of stuff. I'm gonna do a final call for one last thing, either on the monastery and on the Dragonhawk for both of these parties. We'll say that takes you to the arrival. All right. So we'll come back at 55, and we'll adjudicate those things. Sound good?
Okay.
All right.
All right, back.
Back as well.
I've returned.
I am here.
Bum, bum, bum.
That leaves just one.
Dun, dun, dun. Guys, what are the chances that part 2 of this campaign is just us in jail?
Getting higher.
Going pirate.
It's
Yeah.
getting higher.
You called that so long ago. We just gotta manifest it, make it real.
I don't want it to be real.
Knew it could happen. Come on,
I'm
the
sorry.
pirate life could be fun.
Sorry,
Yarr.
Rick's too busy signing people up with contracts.
Rick said, "Have you ever heard of JLB ones?" Or Hadozi. I think it's funny that so many of us are sick right now.
It's just that time of year, but it is like crazy.
Always get
coincidence.
sick around this time. Straight up.
Yeah.
I managed to not get sick at all in December or January when it also was bad, but man, it hit me hard
Yeah.
just now.
Do you have any leads on how it might have happened?
I don't.
Or was there like
actually.
an event? Okay.
It's weird, like because it should have happened during December if it's gonna happen because of work. Because it's like I'm seeing the most people that aren't in my immediate family, right? Like that should just how it should have happened. It didn't, and then like now it's calmed down, and then I get sick, which I guess is a good thing. But
Mhm. That's true. I for sure got it from one of the like 24 people that demanded to hug me at our on-site in Atlanta. What people listen? I'm not against hugging, but I don't want to hug total strangers. You know, like,
Right.
why are you touching me?
Yeah, straight up.
And now look, I'm sick. I knew it. So probably someone with a child.
Gross.
Carrying their dreaded child disease to me.
Oh god. It's
That's what my mom
contagious.
calls it.
Kids are perma-sick. I don't know. It's just so...
Yes. They're so snotty all the time in the winter.
And they do that kid cough where they don't cover their mouth.
Yep.
Yes.
Their like little tongue is sticking out like
Yes, exactly.
full on cough.
Just the
Just
most
like
optimal
right
way
in
to
your
spread
face.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, if there is no better. They literally min-max the way to spread germs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they wipe their snot all over their hands, then touch everything. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
God.
I love kids, but man, are they nasty sometimes.
They are gross.
Not Arthur though. He's perfect.
My nephews, I essentially
Surely
have to
not
micro.
Arthur.
Yeah. My nephew have to essentially micromanage them, like washing their hands. I'm just like, you just ran your fingers through like through the stream of water like once. Come on.
You gotta do a
I'm
little more,
so like it's
some
like
abrasive action here.
yeah. I'm just like, how is not making bubbles at this time the least interesting point ever to make bubbles? Use the soap, the foaming stuff.
Right.
How is that not fun?
Any other time they'd be stoked for it, but right now, nah.
Yeah,
Nah.
absolutely not. Could not be bothered.
I think kids do sense when you want them to do something, and then they stop wanting to do it if you want to do it as well.
Yeah.
Right?
They're like, I want to do the dishes, but if you tell them to do dishes, they're like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's just me. I don't know. I think as an adult.
As an adult,
Yeah.
that's honestly that is straight up.
I don't want to.
Me and my ex got so many arguments because of that. It's like, don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna do it because I wanted to do it. Now that you told me to do it, I don't want to do it.
There's like a word for it. There's some description for it. I'm sure my therapist could tell me. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's like some kind of task avoidance or something." Thanks.
I'm betting that there's a
list.
long German phrase that's like one word.
Yes.
Chris actually just went out to dinner, so
Reasonable.
He said, "Actually, I'm done."
Anyone here know any other languages?
I wish. It'd be so cool.
Oh, we're all just one. Wow.
I understand a little bit of Spanish, but I don't speak it very well.
I mean, I
I know a
probably
little bit of
should,
Japanese and a little bit of Spanish.
probably should learn Spanish, but I am learning French instead.
Ooh, sacre bleu.
How are you learning?
Mostly like self-taught stuff. I'm reading a book, trying to work through that, and doing a little Duolingo when I'm bored. Because you can't just do
Hell
Duolingo;
yeah.
it doesn't help. Duolingo's just good for like vocabulary, essentially. Doesn't do much else
Yeah.
for you. It's also good, I guess, for hearing it. Though the AI voices do suck because they're not like doing the pronunciation quite correct, so it's a little strange.
Mhm.
But and then sometimes I just put on a video of a French YouTube video in the background. I don't even know what they're talking about, but I some reason think that just hearing French words will make me pick it up at some point.
Yeah, just immersion in the language.
Yeah.
It actually does help. Oh,
Hmm
Oh, what the?
Is there a dog?
His little toy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where's it at, buddy? Lost it.
Oh
Anyway,
no.
I used to watch like some Japanese shows. It was actually really funny. I didn't know that it had subtitles. We just couldn't find them. So I literally watched an entire. It wasn't a movie. It was a whole series, a season 1
Holy shit.
of a Japanese show that we kind of just.
He just kind of
made
brute forced
up the
it. He
story
just
of what it
raw
was.
dogged it.
Straight up, bro.
Just
It was very funny.
funny.
No, I took Japanese in college, so I knew a little bit of it. So I could pick up some context clues, but yeah, it wasn't great.
What show is this?
I don't remember the name. It was in Japanese. I forgot completely, brother.
Good point. Hey, you know what? Good point.
Remember, it was on
Something
Netflix, and then at the very end, we found out that obviously they have subtitles. It was in a different place on Netflix.
One
This
thing I
might be
like about
apocrypha.
Japanese.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say there's this like one meme out there of like a parent saying that when he wants his kids to go to sleep, he'll set all like shows on Netflix to use like the Spanish dubs, so that he's like, yeah,
That's
when you're
awesome.
tired, it becomes very difficult to understand the shows. So if you don't understand, you gotta go to sleep.
Yeah, because you kind of just get,
Funny.
Mhm.
like you can't get them interested or like immersed
Yeah,
in the show.
or they learn Spanish. Win-win.
Actually, true. Yeah, or they learn Spanish. Yeah.
Actually, Spanish and Japanese both share this quality that I like, where you can look at a word and know how it's pronounced. Like Japanese, especially, where it's like they don't have very many sounds in their language, actually. So you just kind of look at a word and like, yeah, it's pronounced that way, right? Spanish is very similar. Like they're mostly logical. There's some words that are weird, but most of them are like that. French and English are fucked up, bro. Like you look at a word, how's it pronounced? Who fucking knows? Who knows? Yeah.
You skip half the vowels in the word, and you're like, what?
Oh, French is really bad about that. Yeah, when you do or do not say the last letter in a word, I'm still not entirely sure on. There's rules, but the rules are broken constantly. It's just like fucking crazy. And then like you can't, just through hearing, you can't tell if someone's using plurals or not, because they won't, like the word is pronounced the exact same whether it's plural or singular.
Oh no.
And so like listening to French is fucking hard. Like reading French ain't that bad. Like trying to pronounce it sucks. Trying to know like how would this word be pronounced? I don't know. Like that's the worst part. I kind of like now sympathize people trying to learn English, because ours is the same way. Like we have no rules for pronunciation.
Literally zero. Like English is actually such a hard language.
I think the rules that we grew up. I think the rules that we grew up learning are also like were the exceptions to the rules of like I before E except after C.
Yeah.
There's a whole like get that one like prop comic did of just like going through all the pronunciations of like similar spellings. It's like tomb and bomb. Yes.
Yep.
It's just like, oh, okay. Well, what language is this that you can guess that these similar ending phrases or these similar ending words sound completely different? Yeah.
I think it's because
go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, I think it's because English, like, I'm gonna say borrows,
Yes.
but
Steals.
it's more like steals.
Absorbs.
Yeah. Has really colonized a lot of languages, and like so different words have like different root languages, and so they're pronounced differently because of the root language, which is just really interesting to see like how English has evolved as a language from the result of colonization.
I think it went both ways at first, because English were the colonized at first, right? The Romans.
Yes.
Like first you had the Celtics in Britain, then the Celtics got colonized by the Angles got colonized by the Romans, and like all those levels of colonization added up, and then they started absorbing words from it. Like I didn't realize until recently, tycoon is a Japanese word. We use the word tycoon; it comes from Japanese. It's like we just like we take from every language, right?
I did not know that.
Which means obviously in every pronunciation rule is different for every language, so that's why we can't ever fucking get it like straight, you know.
Yeah.
Then we also
Like we're
change the spellings for.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Just
No,
be
I was just
different.
saying,
We
like,
want to be the
yeah.
different from
No,
British
it's like-
English.
I think we changed it because when printers found that there were like quote unquote like redundant vowels to like reduce printing costs.
Oh yeah.
Like some extra vowels, like we don't use like the U in like color and so forth. So a lot of those get
Yeah.
removed.
So capitalism shaped our language. That's kind of crazy.
Yep.
Always
How
capitalism.
you cut
Knowledge,
costs
They're the
to be more
same
profitable.
I think what's also interesting too is like you look at how other languages do loan words, and it's like it's almost funny. Like in French, I was listening to someone speaking French, and they're saying a bunch of French words like blah 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 blah, hype tape, blah blah blah. I'm like, wait, what'd you just say? Like you just said like an English word in there, like like they didn't even try to adapt it at all. And in English you do like they try to adapt it a little bit, right? Like we'll change things around so it's not quite the same as the language we borrowed it from. It's like very weird how English does that. We just like absorb and like assimilate other languages basically.
Japanese is really bad for that too. They do so many like beer is biru. You know, it's literally
right.
just doing it in like the sounds that are set, like the two letter sounds that are set for.
Well, computer is compy. It's just literally
Yep.
computer.
Yep.
But because they have such a small vocabulary, which I didn't. Like, they don't have enough sounds basically.
Yeah, the
so.
sounds is just there's just not very many sounds.
Apologies for the
Anyway,
delay.
hi Chris.
Hi, I am back. Thank you for your patience.
Welcome back.
Okay. Let me
We
start.
dismantled capitalism when we were gone.
We
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Actually,
And
we did.
linguistics. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
linguistics.
Wow. Impressive. Saving the world. One weird topic at a time. Okay.
That's what we do here on Saturday.
That's why you gotta be
nights.
here to keep us focused.
Right.
Put us on task.
And on that note, let's get on task. So, I hope in the discussions of language and all the fun stuff. Also, I did catch Moses. You dig the hell out of me. Part 2 is not going to be a trial. All right. I recognize I've used a lot of those. I recognize that there is a pattern. You likely won't see that pattern again for some time.
Part
But-
2 is just us in jail.
Listen, tropes work for a reason sometimes, all right? Maybe I use the trope one too many times. Okay. All right, so you got 2 days left on the Dragonhawk and the Gith Monastery. So, here's your last chance to collect intelligence, do any sort of, cipher breaking. If you want to try to send a message, if you want to try to get more information about any of the 3 tribunal members. The floor is yours, but after that, you will arrive at the Gith Monastery.
I
Yeah.
can't think of anything else.
Are the twins speaking to anyone else? Are they like mostly cooped up with the prince or keeping company amongst themselves? Did they like bring any equipment with them? The Altaic mentioning that Alec mentioned that like they might want to take like the ring, or I'll take Alec with them somehow. It's like, oh, did they bring a containment device or a ship, or do they have like do they have like guards or an entourage?
Yeah, so both of the Dragonmark House representations would have an entourage, and that entourage is accompanied by a 5-year-old coming to say goodnight. Give me 1 second.
He's so funny.
Entourage. Let's get back into it. Yes, so both of the House Tarasco and House Decanith groups would have a small entourage with them. Management staff. They are now, right, there are now 3 offices, right? So there is an office for Kayla. there is an office for both of the twins. They do not share an office. It's interesting that like all their support staff are in one room, and then flanking both sides of those rooms are the offices of the twins. So they do have folks here. The Decanus twins have been seen interacting and engaging with the shipwrights and the maintenance support teams for the spelljamming ships on the Gith Monastery. Kayla has done some minor engagement and interactions with Kissin, the Githzerai, who maintains the fields that Toad has assisted with. Does that answer your question?
Gotcha. But is there like anything out of the? There's nothing out of the ordinary. It seems of their like appearance or of like equipment that they brought with them.
You talking about for the Ondarians or for the House Decanus folks?
Yeah. For the, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, did they like do? Is there any sense of like, oh, they brought like a cadre of like Warforged or?
No. No cadre of Warforged. If you want to try to glean some more information, you can try. I mean, you are Chief Gus in this scenario. You can try to wrangle some information about, like, if you're trying to collect some intelligence on House Decanus matters, you can try. Chief Gus would know that would be a tough endeavor. They're pretty secretive about what they do. House property and all that.
Yeah, let's not poke that bear then.
You don't want to raid a house enclave?
Eventually, but not now. Not without the rest of the Dragonok here, you know.
Fair. Okay. What else are y'all looking into handling? You can say no, nothing. But I just wanted to give y'all that last opportunity. I don't want y'all saying that I didn't give you the chances.
Oh God. What does that mean?
Effie will question Gareth, like we talked about like what things, like when he says they talked about their pasts.
Yes.
Like, what did Jules say about her past?
Okay. Yes.
Were there things that she was like interested in that he would say?
Okay.
That he can remember.
Yeah. So, ironically, they came. So she said to him that they shared a common point that they both came from neighboring towns in a region outside of Fairhaven. So they had a lot of conversations about the nearby landscape. If you want the specific town names, I'll put it in handouts. Basier and Eric School, however you want to pronounce those things. I feel like it should have more of a French pronunciation, but my French I don't have. So,
same.
Yeah. So Jules had claimed that she was from Basier. Oh, that sounds properly close. And
You gotta put a in it.
and out of school. Terrible. You'll never see a French NPC in my games. Sorry, the entire.
Well, who picked on Dare here?
Hey, it wasn't up to me. I guess it was because I put it on the list. Okay. So blame Minnie. Blame Minnie. That's the person you should blame.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So she seemed to have reasonable information about that town and the surrounding area, so they kind of like chatted a lot about like, oh, how is things back home, like just reminiscing on areas back home that made him believe that she was relatively certain. He was relatively certain that she was there, but as you are speaking on it and kind of dissecting it, Effney, you get the sense that, right, like, some of the things that she said to him about back home, he kind of wrote off that she said wrong. He kind of wrote off as, her just not being the smartest person, because she definitely had a personality that she presented to some of the crew members that she was an airhead. So he kind of just assumed that, she was trying to connect with him, but she maybe didn't get out much in the area, but he liked her enough that he would ignore the red flags.
Okay.
Additionally, they talk about how she got to Fairhaven after he did. So she was kind of asking him how Fairhaven was like before she got there. So it seemed like she was kind of probing for information about the development of Fairhaven and the capital's development and where their interests and focus were. But she kind of just played it off as, you've been to Fairhaven much longer. You probably know more things about this place than I do when we go back. So kind of probing for information on Fairhaven. And then when she talks about families, she mentioned, being from a small family, not having a lot of connections. But that when he brought up that he's from a larger family, she brought up later down the line that she had recently received a letter that, like, a long lost lineage of her family, a large area, a large portion of her family that was thought to be lost in the last war was found in another town. So then she asked him a bunch of questions as, what was it like being in a big family? Because now she has to deal with that.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Did she mention particular family member names? Was there someone she talked about often, or a small family, of course, but I don't know, was there a sister she was close to, or a cousin or something like that she mentioned more than once?
That she mentioned more than once. Let's have this be a roll to see if he can remember, because he wasn't paying too much attention.
Okay.
You're trying to help him remember details. So what do you think?
Well, Ethne for sure is trained in cognitive interviews.
Yeah.
Sure.
Him and the FBI have worked really close together on behavioral analysis. Can Gareth make a history roll? Can I roll for Gareth to make a history roll?
Yeah, sure, that's fair. I'll allow that. I'll let you give him advantage. So,
Okay.
yeah, he's not proficient in history, so I'll just roll 2d20. Here, you go ahead and roll. Just roll 2d20, or roll it with advantage.
Okay. Wow. A 7. Poor Gareth. He was so awestruck by her. She was so pretty.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he cannot recall the name of the sister that she said she had that she brought up more than once because he wasn't.
Okay. She mentioned a sister, though.
Yes. He
I can't
remembers
just
it's a
remember her
sister,
name.
but he can't remember her name. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. All right.
Ethne will just look at Gareth and say, women appreciate when you listen to them.
Yep. He will definitely take relationship advice from Ethne. Absolutely. He'll take anything he can get.
Ethne, who I'm just putting out there, definitely bisexual. This man is who we'd want to be.
Ethne fucks?
A little
She's got to
bi.
share it.
Oh, it's
Ethne fucks, for sure.
Ethne has fucked half
Was
the
it ever a
shit.
question?
Yeah, I can't believe you'd even doubt that. Of course Ethne fucks. Look at him.
Just
But
look
he's
at
a
him.
paladin.
But he's a giver, you know? He's
That's
like,
his oath.
He's a giver.
He is a giver.
What if Effie doesn't fuck? What if everyone's too intimidated?
what if Effie's actually really shy?
Yeah.
That's why he doesn't talk.
Everyone
He has
thinks
social
Effie
anxiety.
fucks.
Effie's actually waiting for the love of his life.
He's
to
saving
come.
himself for
He's
Jesus.
saving himself. He's got a promise ring.
Everyone thinks he fucks, but he's actually wearing
Yeah.
a hidden promise ring around his neck.
Yeah.
Who is this special someone? Find out 2 years later in the
You're
epilogue
right.
of this movie.
It's a couple promise rings on a necklace. He's gonna polycule for sure.
Cannon. The true reveal, it's the majority of the officers on the ship. If you all survive, you're
It's
just
the
gonna
whole
start
security team.
It's the whole
Wait, you were gonna marry Effie? I was gonna marry Effie. What the?
surprise polycule.
Gus is in love with him and hasn't told his wife yet.
She'd understand.
Yeah,
Of course.
she would understand. Effie's like everybody's hall pass, and he's like, no, I don't want to. I love it. All right.
He knows it. He's like, but I'm saving myself for the love of my life.
Now that we've established those very important details,
Yes.
those crucial details, what other information, what other intelligence that y'all want to look into? Because we've done Ethne, we've done Altaic, not Altaic, we've done Gus. So others that want to jump in, folks that haven't used yet, can.
I personally don't have anything that
Okay.
we would do.
Actually, Val, I'll tell you what you can do. You can roll me the loyalty check. That's going to bring down the loyalty of the
Ooh.
Dragonhawk as the current captain. So, the interrogations that were played off as casual didn't really play off as relatively casual. And so there is unfortunately some grumblings around the ship about the interrogations that happened, and they understand that there was a mole on the ship. However, it's still unfortunate to the crew. They don't like being under this type of microscopic pressure. Understandably necessary, but it still does weigh on the loyalty of your crew. So the die that you're going to roll me is, you're going to roll me 2d4 die, please. And whatever you roll is going to be a minus to the loyalty score for the Dragonhawk.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
Solid roll.
Very low.
So your loyalty score
They
is
get
now
it.
18. Yeah, they relatively understand.
18
but
out of
it's,
100, right?
it's 18 out of 100. So you get to
Yikes.
1, you get to mutiny. But you have a chance to build that up more. And Kate came up with that idea, the passive loyalty incretion, which I'll allow as we get later into the game. It just didn't work for this 10-day for obvious reasons.
Yep.
Okay. Last call before we get into the shit.
Am I tweaking? Did we ask Signy about her secret criminal underworld past?
She was in the zone of truth when you asked the other questions about jewels, but questions about criminal underground were not asked.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, you
Maybe
have...
I would just ask for that. Like, we could do the Zone of Truth too, but I think maybe Valerian just goes up to Signy one day and maybe I'll talk to Ethne first as the acting head of security right now.
And remind me, the info we got, was it saying like, oh, these people definitely have like a criminal record, or is it like there's indicators that this person might have
Indicators.
like some kind of
Indicators, yeah.
So it's not like we know for sure that she actually has any like expunged records or anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
So be delicate, is what I'm saying.
Yep. Yeah, I think Valerian, like intrinsically does not suspect Signy at all, but suspects that there's like just in the same exact way that he lied about his name, is something that maybe Signy didn't tell the full story of, or something to that effect. And I think Valerian would approach Ethne and just ask like, should we do the full circle and get like a official answer, or should we just go talk to Signy?
I think we should just talk to her. She went through something scary. She almost died recently, and maybe we can approach it from a standpoint of trying to see if she's okay first, and then bring it up after. We'll go gently, and I'm incredibly subtle.
Okay.
I don't think anyone else expected that we were targeting anybody.
If I'm honest, I think most people did, but I do like this. Let's do it. Let's just go talk to Signy. And I think we'll just go over to find Signy and just like maybe even like after after a lunch or something like that, just find them one-on-one and just pull them to a private, like the captain's quarters, and just ask them about what happened before.
Okay. All right. Let's do. Yeah. Go ahead and just. I want this to not be a persuasion roll. Go ahead and just roll me a blind D100, please. We can use the loyalty system for this.
Ooh.
High is good.
I believe in you, Captain Valerian.
So 1D100, right?
1D100 blind to me, please.
Blind.
When it comes up, Signy kind of sighs, and she just says, Cap, the last war was a pretty trying time for everyone, and my family and I were fleeing the last war, and when you have a family of 100 fleeing across a battlefield in a war-torn nation, that's a lot of mouths to feed, and things had to be done to make sure we all survived. And, we're not necessarily proud of it, but some farmers probably went without some stocks for a season or two. Not proud of it. We didn't want to do it, but it's not something I felt like was pertinent to me being on the Dragonhawk or what we do now.
Yeah. I mean, everyone did what they had to do. And I trusted you, but I just wanted to hear the full answer from you and not leave anything up to chance. Is there anything else?
No, I mean, I assume you pulled everyone in because we're trying to make sure there's no more moles.
Right.
If I can help with anything, you let me know.
Of course. I trust you.
Because we haven't really done this yet, can Ethne ask Signy about like the events that led to her, like up to Jules like knocking her out? Like,
yeah,
like what happened?
Okay. Yeah.
During that time.
So, Signy was trying to. So Signy was up at the navigator area when the fire elementals hit the ship. She went below decks, as is her station, right? So she went down below decks to the crew deck to help Krath kind of start setting up the impromptu field hospital that y'all do when there's danger on the ship. And then she heard reports of a fire going down below deck. And as she was walking down the stairs to the ship's hull, going from the cargo deck to the ship's hull, Jules caught her in the hallway and told her that Roland might have something in his office to help fight the fire. And so when she went into Roland's office with Jules, Roland wasn't in there, it was the two of them. And Jules told her to check one side, Jules would check the other, described an object, some sort of rune or some sort of, water spell. That's when Signia, she was checking through the folders, remembers a cloth around her mouth, and then everything went black. She remembers being like half carried, half walked because she was still semi-conscious. And that's the last part she remembers.
Do I believe her?
Blind insight check.
Come on, it's
And
Sydney.
Val, you can make this roll too if you want to. You do. You believe Signy. Story seems to add up. Same for you, Val. Story seems to add up.
I knew we could trust you, Signy. We never had any doubt. Sorry about what happened to you.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say that was the last action to rid the ship of the suspected moles after dealing with the fire on the Dragonhawk, sabotage attempt, and that was the last bit of time that you had to scope out the tribunal members and the scene on the Gith Monastery. So, on 8 Nim, campaign day 146, the Dragonhawk makes it finally to Zorantir. And the exterior has changed from what you have learned. There is shield generators set up on the exterior of the monastery. And let me go ahead and I'll just show you what it looks like. So as you arrive to Saikizalgith, you notice that there is a large set of arcane, almost batteries, kind of charging up and forcing energy into this massive dome that covers not just the top of the island, but the entirety of it. And it stretches out for about 500 feet around the entire monastery. You also notice that there's a Githyanki squid ship that has ported in. Additionally, the Red Saber is in port.
Ooh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whole gang's
The
here.
B team.
The B team is, in fact, here. So, now, we'll activate Monastery, and we can get rid of Chief Gus. We can get rid of Savina.
Gus! No, they killed him!
Oh my god. Oh my god, Toad, hold on me.
Rick, don't go anywhere!
As we
Zephyr,
can,
where's Zephyr?
Zephyr is going to stick around here, and the others
Okay,
will be still present. However, I think we are all ready to have all 4 of you on location.
Yeah.
However, if any of you, and I will say that you've passed along enough messages that you are all synced up and in the loop about the goings on here. Is there anyone else you want to bring? Go ahead.
Rick does his secret handshake with Val.
Val, you've been offered the secret
Does it
handshake.
look
no.
cool?
Oh, I'm muted.
I need it.
Oh no.
Do that sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. Let's
You better
sleight of
roll.
hand. Sleight of hand. Let me see this.
You need to be within 5.
You
Oh,
better
that was blind. That was
Yeah.
blind. It doesn't count.
Oh, it doesn't count. Okay, go ahead and roll again.
Damn it!
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did you forget how it goes, Rick?
Damn it! Sorry, I had to do a different one with Kayla. It was. I know. I had to do the House Durasco one with Kayla. And it was different.
Oh, yeah. You gotta bop when you get a beat. You know?
Yeah. Damn it!
Okay. All right. So Captain Quolos approaches your group. Says, Captain, crew, others that newly arrived. I hope your journey was relatively uneventful. It is good to see you all together again.
Well, it's
So it's still a secret. Is it still a secret that the Dragonhawk was sabotaged?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Does I'll take to say that out loud?
You hear about the sabotage? It's crazy.
Uneventful. What are you
You
talking
guys don't know about that
about?
sabotage, right? No, you don't. Okay, good.
Well, Captain Quolos, it is great to be back. I know that we've been summoned, and I want to make sure that we are as accommodating and can contribute and help in any investigation or situation that plagues on there.
Of course.
It's good to see you.
It is good to see you as well. Things have been interesting since your crew has been gone. However, I'm to understand that you have a hearing to attend. I am asked to stand by with mine as security in the matter, although I'm sure we will not need it in this matter. She looks over to Altaic. I do not know this you, nor do my people. We are normally to determine the fate of the aberration in our sight, to kill them on sight. However, those among my number have been shown evidence of your willingness to bear the burdens of your crew and those you surround yourself with. And out of respect for the ones you stand with, and the nation that we ally ourselves with, that will not be done for you. However, should this tribunal see that you are removed from the protection of these people, you will not leave this rock alive.
Understood.
Yeah, I'll take. Will return, any kind of like formal gestures. It's like I'm here to fulfill Alaric's will and to complete any duties as befits a Decanith and a crew member, officer of the Dragonhawk.
Let us see if those words are true. For it is not our decision in the matter, it is you and the nation that you claim to be with. Regardless, you have a few minutes before the tribunal. I shall leave you to yours. But I ask that you do not leave this room. She gestures to all of you, nods her head, and steps off to the side.
You guys just got here, and they're already like, let's do it right now.
Is there anyone I can pass these papers off to deliver to Krath, or am I stuck with these?
Yeah, you can quickly pass those off to Krath. I mean, your whole ship is debarking at this point. Not the entire ship, but I mean, you are in port.
Yeah, I thought I meant like you can't leave this room, meaning like I'm stuck here without any way of getting out.
Oh.
But I could still like can him off. Like,
yes, easily enough.
It's not like we're like isolated or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
or in quarantine or whatever.
No, you're not in quarantine. You can pass a message off to the crew to come pick up the papers and handle administrative matters.
Okay.
But the four of you are not to physically leave.
I will do that, and I will put my own little note on the papers themselves
Hmm.
for Kraft, being like, "Hey, don't make any hasty decisions. Let's talk about this after the trial's over. Just take a look at this because someone wanted me to give it to you. Anyway, talk to you soon. Love, Rick."
Okay.
Oh, Rick.
He just okay. Understood, doctor. Okay. And as
Rick with a little heart over the eye.
Yes.
I love it. At that point, Professor Oric comes up to greet the new arrivals, and she says, "Val, it's so good to see you. I was worried about you ever since Erin got pulled on her other tasks. I hope things have been going well for you as captain."
They have. It's also very good to see you again.
Of course.
Things have been well. I think our journey, our mission has been relatively successful. I mean, you've seen the recording crystals that Toad sends back. They are the things that we've seen and done. Just, it's undescribable.
Toad has been telling me all about your travels, and I know it's a heavy burden that you place on all of you, but know that Wynarn University stands behind you in this and all future matters. So,
Of course.
Altaic, is it? Yes?
Yes, that's correct.
Well then, should
Our good friend Altaic.
should this tribunal, this hearing, whatever His Majesty wishes to label it, go in the positive favor that we all hope it to be, I would very much wish to discuss more with you about you and your kind in a purely scientific manner. I think we can learn a great deal from a cooperative individual.
I look forward to that. I look forward to that conversation.
I will be here. Answer any questions that His Majesty may have, or if anyone needs to call upon me. Hopefully things go well, though. All right. The hearing is going to begin soon. What, if anything, actions taken would you like to do? You are asked to relegate your weapons and things of that nature for the tribunal, since you're very close in range of the Prince Adal.
Ooh. Okay, fine.
Larry will.
Is Valerian really ever unarmed?
So,
Exactly.
right. So, here's the thing about that, right? That works when it's on the same plane of existence as you, correct?
Right.
Okay. So this property that you have is known to your people. So they will take your weapon and put it in a bag of holding.
Okay.
It cannot be
I'll
pulled
give
out of
over
it.
my greatsword.
Okay. Yep.
Then I will don off my armor.
Not required to do that part, but you can.
didn't need you to get
I'll put it back on.
Yeah.
I'll immediately
Yeah.
put it back on.
Yeah, no one's forcing you to take
You can
off
put
your
your armor
armor,
back
but yeah, no one's taking you to forcing you to take off any armor or anything like that. However, no weapons during the tribunal.
We still got these guns, though. Am I right, Val? Rick will flex at him.
There's
Sorry, I've been reading a lot last couple days. It's really bad. I haven't worked out at all.
What? Are you a nerd?
with your super high
It's very
passive
interesting, the
perception.
philosophy.
Zephyr, you hear Zephyr laughing in the corner.
I wonder what he's laughing about.
Who? Because I do not have that good. My perception is shit.
Okay. What actions would you like to take as a group? Any last powwows? Now's the time.
I think, at least for Valerian, it's just catching up. And then I think if we do get a moment together, without earshot, I will briefly discuss any details that we haven't already discussed, but I'm sure that we've been communicating via Sending Stone as well.
Rick would like to make sure that Kayla knows he did the thing that she wanted him to do.
Oh, okay. All right. You'll try to pass that along to her now. Okay. Yeah, make me a quick persuasion check to convince Captain Quills to approach Kayla real quick.
Ah, okay. I'm really good at those.
Mm-hmm.
Private, right? Blind? I should say?
No, it could be public. You'll know the answer very quickly.
Okay. I'll take it. I won't reroll that one.
Yep. House matters. Got to pass something along to Kayla. Captain Quills lets you, or she doesn't let you approach Kayla, but she'll pass the note along to Kayla.
Yeah.
And she'll read it and nod, and just look at you with a smile on her face.
Is she gonna give me a big thumbs up?
No big thumbs up.
Damn it. Oh, guys, we might be in trouble.
What do you mean?
She's smiling, but she didn't give me the thumbs up. It's a
Is
halfling
this
thing.
a
You wouldn't
code?
understand.
No, I'm much taller than that.
All right. The hearing is about to begin. You are called up. Last call.
Let's get this trial started.
Yes. All right. So the four of you are called to task by the Prince Adal Irwinarn, First Warlord of Ondair and Royal Minister of Magic, in regards to, and he looks down to look at the allegations of sabotage, suspected sabotage by a non-Ondarian citizen, suspected of treasony by those that aid and abet non-Ondarian citizens, and willful negligence of allowing a non-Ondarian citizen to possess information held in confidence by House DeCanneth. Evidence has been provided on the matter of the nature of Altaic, the individual who currently inhabits the body of one Alaric DeCanneth. There's evidence presented in this matter that has been collected by the individuals upon the Dragonhawk and interviewing with the twins of DeCanneth, amongst other individuals that have already been interviewed prior to the beginnings of this hearing. However, Altaic, you and the officers around you have the right to speak on your own behalf and provide evidence in these matters. Do you choose to exercise your right to speak on this hearing, or would you care to let the evidence stand as is?
Is there any recommendation from the rest of the Dragonhawk? Do you think?
I think you should speak. You gotta let them know that you're a real boy.
Okay. All right, I choose to exercise my right to. Didn't I choose to exercise my right to speak?
Understood.
To address the council directly.
Captain Valerian, Xenoarchaeologist Toad, and First Mate Liqueur de Durasco. You all also have the opportunities to bring forth matters.
Sorry.
You all also have the opportunity to bring forth matters in defense of Altaic or your own actions. Do you also wish to exercise your right to provide matters to this council?
I do. And Rick will step up. Oh, is no one else gonna?
Oh, yeah, me too, of course.
I will speak on my behalf as well.
Very well. Anything you provide in this hearing can and will be used against you. Let us begin with initial questionings, particularly background information to the nature of one Alaric Decanus' death. He will turn his head to Rorian and Redene. And Redene will ask the first question to you, Altaic. That question is, why did Alaric fuse with you initially? There's been reports that prior to this full takeover, there was a joining. We want to know why.
Curiosity and mutual benefit. As ever, Alaric wanted to increase the efficacy of the Decanith exosuit designs, and sought to further increase the understanding, form, and possible changes by experimenting thusly. And who else might he, And there's no one else he could request to perform these experiments thus. So while on this mission of the Dragonhawk, to explore further and seeking advantages, he acceded to this joining.
Redene turns to Rorian and in a low voice. His comment is good enough, at least. Rorian will then jump in and ask, directing the question at all of you. After the fusing of Altaic and Alaric, what was the relationship like when both parties were alive?
The relationship and the way that they spoke to each other, or overall with everyone else?
All of the above, please.
I think, from my perspective, it was positive. Every time I can actually point to multiple times that we were in a bad way, that the joining of those two and the powers that it gave them together saved our lives. Saved the Dragonhawk and saved the mission.
Halo will follow up and say, during the period of time that they were joined, was there any negative side effects that Altaic seemed to experience during the joinder? Did he ever experience any pain, any nosebleeds, any physical deformity changes that injured him?
Is she asking this to everybody or just
everyone?
to
Everyone.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna let
I leave
Valerian
that up to the
keep speaking. Well, no,
I'll-
because Rick might tell the truth. You might want to keep talking here.
I'll-
Yeah, there were like above board. Yeah, there were changes uh, to his appearance as things developed.
Yep. Like he had nosebleeds for sure.
And, like,
I think Valerian will just kind of allude to that too. There were, yeah, absolutely. I think whenever, from a scientific standpoint, whenever you experiment with things, especially involving your body, that might not be wise to do, there's always some like a body rejecting a kidney after a transplant. Same thing. Now, significant impacts, absolutely not. I think that there were some impacts, and mostly visual whenever they manifested their powers, but nothing that impeded them.
If I could
I
ask,
think
go ahead, Toad.
I think Alaric would have described any side effects as worth it for the advancement of science.
And you bring up an interesting point, senior archaeologist Toad, on the scientific manner. As a senior archaeologist, you and First Mate Ricoeur conducted dissections of other individuals of the aberrant species who were accompanied by the individual now possessing Alaric, correct? There was some sort of battle upon the Dragonhawk?
Oh yeah,
we
a few of those
did.
guys got on board.
Yeah, we performed exploratory surgery on some of the appendages of dead combatants.
And in those individuals, were they previously of another humanoid appearance and dominated by aberrations, or were they purely aberrations?
It's a bit of a leading question, don't you think?
I'll rephrase my
There's more than
question.
two choices there.
That's fair. I shall rephrase my question. The other entities that you performed diagnoses of, what was your conclusions in studying these other beings?
The conclusion was, I think Toad could back me up on this. They were at one point one kind of thing, and in joining with the aberrations became a different kind of thing. If that's what you're asking.
It is, yes.
In a way that is very different from the joining of Altaic and Alaric.
Yeah, I can tell you that much.
Altaic
don't look much like those guys. I can tell you that.
I think Altaic is completely unique in the aberrations we've encountered so far.
And let us get to that uniqueness, Prince Adal speaks up. Let us get to the grim matter at hand. How did Alaric de Kenneth die? I have the reports, but I wish to hear it from those who were present.
As we were traveling through cyberspace, we caught wind and knowledge of an asteroid that was inhabited by some sort of creature or enemy of Zorantir especially. It interfered with a lot of their travel. We went to check it out. In doing so, there was a sentient being inside that had a lot of other things at its disposal. At its disposal, that it threw at us, other creatures, other hazards, and at the end, we were in water, and I think Valerian kind of just is like remembering it a little bit, and just says, Alaric I believe, drowned that day. But before he fully perished, he got help from Altaic one last time. And Altaic saved what he could of Alaric. And we made it out because of that. Because Altaic saving our lives.
Prince Adal looks over at Kayla. How did you, Altaic, come to be if the body that you currently inhabit died? Can you speak to that matter?
When it seemed that he was in a position of fatal consequences, I offered Alaric the opportunity for me to aid the Dragonhawk officers when it seemed the other tools available to him were not sufficient. The choice, the opportunity would be to take his place in return for me exercising greater control over my powers and some of Alaric's own talents, and to pursue that end. We made an agreement regarding our priorities for what this arrangement would allow.
Rorian DeCanneth speaks up. Is there any chance Alaric is still alive inside of you?
One of the contingencies that Alaric had, knowing that he would be facing his death, was in equipping himself with this ring of mind shielding, and Altaic will make it visible.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so the DeCanneth twins immediately recognize the arcane device that you put forward. Prince Adal asks the DeCanneth twins the significance of this, and they explain to him the secondary, little-known function of the Ring of Mind Shielding, that it may contain a soul upon death, basically, right? And so Prince Adal's eyes sharpen and says, "You mean to tell me that the body of Alaric is inhabited by you, however, you carry his soul on your finger?"
That was indeed the contingency. The threat he faced would mean that not only his soul would be lost, but that his body would not be fit for service.
I turn to my two House Jarasco representatives here and query what the nature of restoring Alaric DeCanneth to his former body, what that type of procedure would take. Is that something that we have the capabilities to do?
Rick is going to let Kayla answer first. Or I guess Rick is going to look to Kayla to cue her to answer first, I guess. Because I think Rick is kind of curious as well what she would say.
Okay. She's kind of miffed that you wouldn't answer for her, but she will do it. And she says,
"Oh, okay, my bad. Well, whatever,
Your Majesty, the procedures of bringing a recently deceased individual back to life are quite trivial, which I'm sure you well know. It has been done on the fields of battle many a times. It is a costly and powerful spell, yet we have the capabilities. However, the key variable that significantly increases the difficulty of such a procedure is the nature of time and how long a soul is separated from a body. Scholars have been studying on these matters of long term, and in this environment, as she kind of looks around, I am not aware of any services that House Durasco can provide to return the soul of Alric de Kenneth into his currently occupied body. I cannot speak to the nature of the soul of this Altaic, if they have one, as there have been limited studies on the nature of soul interactions between humanoids and aberrations. Although, I apologize, I do not have more concrete information. However, we can certainly enter into a research contract with the nation of Ondare to further look into this matter, should you will. Brizadal kind of grunts. He doesn't seem super pleased by that answer. And he looks to you, Rick. Anything to add?
Yeah, well, basically, it would require a kind of magic that we haven't seen in quite some time. So, yeah, it's not great news.
Very well. Redene will turn and speak to you, Altaic. What knowledge do you retain from Alec's memories?
When recollection is necessary, what Alaric or what Altaic freely, or what Alaric freely offers, in my limited communication with him through the Mind Ring, is what information I can directly retrieve. But otherwise, my previous experience as jointly living as a symbiotic pair, that I have some background understanding of his role and his experience aboard the Dragonhawk.
Give me either a persuasion or deception roll blind, please.
Okay. Blind GM roll.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Your Majesty, we have concerns about potential information that is house property retaining in the mind of this individual. We will ask that a short break can be given in regards to establishing a zone of truth to matters regarding house property, and that it may be a private interview and investigation in regards to House Kenneth trade. Prince Adal looks at Redene and says, "That seems very heavy-handed, Redene. In regards to the matters of the Dragonhawk interests, I believe that the initial function and nature of this interview should be established first in regards to these matters." Your Majesty, you hear heavy footsteps coming from the stairwell to the southeast as an individual runs into the room. Rain, can you describe your character, please?
Ooh.
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 Yeah. Maria runs into the room, rushed, but still poised, not completely out of breath, somewhat physically fit. Any of you who have made a point to recognize the faces of all those on the crew of the Red Saber would recognize her, though you have almost certainly never heard her speak a word out loud. She is wearing a dress that is simultaneously somewhat ornate but very utilitarian. It is very much giving like house servant to someone very important. Despite this, she seems to be a plain deckhand on the red saber. Both of her hands are metal prosthetics that she has never elaborated on, but seems quite dexterous with. She runs into the room. Oh yes, and that's the reference art I sent over to our lovely GM. She runs into the room, turns to Prince Adal, and does a perfectly executed formal curtsy, and says, "Your Majesty, pardon the interruption. I bring 2 urgent messages."
Well then, if it is urgent, it must interrupt this hearing. Let it be heard in a public hearing. Speak.
The first is an emergency signal has gone up from the Blades of Siberius. They state that their location is under imminent threat from, quote, a herd of Yetis. The ship is under heavy maintenance and unable to retreat. They are requesting all available support.
Karnath
The
Second
calls for aid.
message
Very well. Continue.
comes from Wynarn University. There is a juggernaut ship en route to Fort Comad. They fly the King's Argosy colors.
They fly to Fort Comad. What do we know of this fort? I am not aware of this fort. Is this an entity that belongs to our nation?
Yeah, they're friendly.
Friendly.
Berlin declared them to be an open facility.
Well, that's a very generous interpretation, I suppose.
The beings who reside there are part of our sphere of influence.
That's right.
We gave them
protection, and their civilization would be under threat if this, if they have ill will. for us at all.
Professor Auric, are these the plasmoids in the reports that you gave me? Yes, Your Majesty, they are. I understand. Well then, we must make a decision where to dispatch the Red Saber then, as these tribunals must continue to take place. Maria, can you speak for those others on the ship on this regard? I will have you speak to Valerian, and we will take a brief moment of this tribunal to discuss where these individuals need to be dispatched to take care of matters. I am of the opinion that Karnath is of their own, but as a Captain Valerian, you still obtain command rights over the Red Saber. I leave it to you and others to decide where to dispatch. This meeting is on recess.
recess.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna.
No, but seriously, we gotta help the plasmoids, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's put it up to discussion, but I feel like we owe those guys quite a bit.
Our understanding
we
of
know that-
Yetis is it's like these are like
Cryptid.
enormous creatures, right?
But yeah,
Or
like also
are-
not what you would think of when you think of a Yeti. They're like gigantic dinosaur creatures, basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
I presume Maria knows Valerian well enough to recognize him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That.
I think with the Red Saber, I think Valerian was like at least at the start was very hands-on of getting everyone set up and everything set up. Just being the arbiter of the Dragonhawk and kind of knowing how the Red Saber is operated as well or piloted.
Yeah, Maria will stand about 10 feet away from you, staring at you intently, and then she pulls out a pocketbook and a quill.
Okay. Would you like to join us? If this is about the King's the Braylon ship, the King's Argos. What is it? Is King's Argos?
King's Argosy. Yeah, it doesn't come
Argosy.
up often, but that is like Dragonhawk Initiative flies for Ondair. King's Argosy flies
Yeah.
for Brayland.
The King's Argosy. Yes, perfect. Yes, I was pulling up the. That's again. So if the King's Argosy is flying to Comad Miraz, what do they have? Where are they coming from? I guess is my first question. Do we know that? Are they coming back from Eberron?
They are coming from. They are coming out of the Ring of Sybaris.
Okay, so likely from maybe the library.
This is the first
am I
sighting. Go ahead.
Understanding that Maria is relaying this information that you, the GM, are
Yes,
speaking.
yes,
'Cause I
yes.
thought I won't.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. As Valerid asks additional details, Maria will write it in her book and then show it to you to read.
Oh, okay.
You can
Yeah,
come
I
closer,
think-
right? It's you don't have to.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Unless you
So-
don't want to.
Steps
If it's fine, if you want to stay.
closer.
Okay. Well, I tried.
a little bit.
Well, okay, so if they are coming from the Ring of Cerberus to come at Maraud's, they are likely going to be there before we can get there. But we do need to go as soon as possible.
So,
Could
you have to stay here. The Dragonhawk is not permitted to leave. The Red Saber can only go to one of these locations.
This is the one shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sick.
So wait. So, I mean, this is almost on their territory getting attacked here. If we let them go to Combat Mirage, that's why. I mean, like we owe it to these plasmoids, but also if we just let them, run over whatever, we've staked on, we're kind of letting all of our territories, be up for grabs at this point.
right.
But on the other hand, it sounds like am I crazy? Am I supposed to interpret the other one as like a distress signal from Karnath? Like Karnath
Yes.
is saying, "Hey, please help us."
Yes.
So we could also get on the good side of Karnath if we send the Red Saber over to them. Also, I think Tobrov would maybe like that as well, but lesser concern. Not that I like Tobrov and all that, but I'm not gonna, break international relations for him.
I just say that if Karnath is under attack by a herd of Yetis because they delved too deeply in something they did not understand, I don't see how that's our fault. The plasmoids are our responsibility because we relocated them. We offered them protection. We told them that they would be safe. We don't owe that to Karnath.
I agree.
Is this the
Maria
understanding?
raises a hand and then turns to a new page and writes "Oaths Matter" and holds it up for everyone to see.
That's true. Good point. Yes, I agree.
Are you
My
mute?
understa-
You don't talk?
I am capable.
To says to Maria. Are you don't I don't think she talks. Okay.
Oh,
That's okay. You
might
can
not
write in your
heard me.
book.
She just went, I am capable of speaking.
Oh, that's okay. Sometimes I don't like to talk either. Continue writing. That's fine.
She nods.
My understanding of the circumstances is that we're just deciding to send the Red Saber one way or another, but that both requests would be addressed by what we can offer and the Ondarian fleet available to
Yes.
us.
Yes. Captain Clovis will
Mhm.
tell you that depending on where you dispatch the Red Saber, some of the Githyanki squid ships can be dispatched to assist with the other matter if they're given permission. They think they can probably...
Mhm.
Yes, you will have someone dispatched to the other one you choose not to, but it's not going to be the Red Saber.
Oh, I think it's
I
time for
might
this.
recommend.
Oh, go ahead.
I might recommend that. Well, if Tobruk is able to leave, unless he's directly part of this tribunal, it may be helpful and enlightening for him to join whichever reinforcements go to the aid of the Karnath and their Yetis.
I mean, he's always wanted to kill a Yeti, but I'm kind of. I don't mean to downplay him. I don't think he can take a Yeti. I'm kind of scared if we send him off, he's not gonna come back. You know.
That would make me very sad.
Above table. If you send Tobrov, I would not make you play Cade. You can make this fresh.
Okay.
This fresh. Whoever. if he goes by himself with the Githyanki, that'll be abstracted. If we do it with the Red Saber, he would be there. But yeah, I'm not going to make you play him. You can bring that fresh PC.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you know, Tobrov knows the area, so I mean, maybe we can help him out. Just tell him to be careful. I mean, the guy's, you know, he's all muscle and all bustle, but not a lot of, you know, forethought.
Brainsel.
Tobrov is
Brainsel.
Tobrov is on the ship and sensing a serious disturbance right now. His snout is twitching. His elephant snout is twitching right now.
You know, we kind of do well with Tobrov to give him a trip back to his home planet. Maybe get some, you know, closure. So yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay, so then I think it's settled. Are we all in agreement that we send the Red Saber to Fort Combat Miraz, and we send the gift to investigate the Karnath signal? With
Sounds
Tobrov,
good to
of
me.
course.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, the dispatch for the Red Saber, Maria, you have been given your task by Captain Vorian. The current standing order is to take the Red Saber to Fort Comaz in defense of the people there that they have sworn oaths to prepare and protect. And we will go ahead and end the session there. I think it's a good time with everyone being sick. Yeah, half
Everybody's
this
dying.
table being sick, and we'll go ahead and stop.